On a personal level, very disappointed. You know, anytime somebody loses their job, it's not a nice thing, and certainly for us as players, you always feel responsible when now results and things within a club don't go well, because at the end of the day we are the ones on the field, and so you know, it's never an easy thing. It's never a nice thing for anybody, you know, but it's still part of the game, and at the moment we have no choice. We have an obligation to ourselves, to our fans, to this city, to put everything else behind us and now move forward into these last 10 games and be ready 10 different times over 90 minutes to step on the field and give everything, do whatever it takes to make sure that after 34 games we're in the playoffs.
Further to that, your reaction to all the speculation surrounding Jermaine Defoe. Is he staying? Is he leaving in January?
The first side to it is that this is football, you know, and when you look around the world, big clubs, big players, there's speculation, there's things that go on behind the scenes, in some cases that you guys never even know about. And so, to be honest, it interests and in some ways phases you guys more than it does us, because this is something that we understand is part of our job. And the second part is that we only want guys at this club who are committed to being here and whose hearts are in it. And so Jermaine has been a guy from day one who, when he's here, has shown a desire and an excitement and a real motivation to not only being here but to helping this team win. And you know, I can only speak for myself, but I'm no different. You know, when I came in January and sat at the press conference and told people that I was excited about the challenge of coming to Toronto FC and the challenge of what it was going to take to build something here, those might have just been words to you guys, but it was exactly what I meant. And so I didn't expect it to be easy, and it hasn't been, but we've made good progress, and we're going to continue to make good progress, and everybody who's here is proud of what we're doing. And it doesn't mean that there's not ups and downs along the way, because it wouldn't be realistic and it wouldn't be life if there weren't. But you know, I think it's important that everybody on the outside of this club know how committed and how proud and how motivated we are to making sure that we get this thing right, and we're able to give some joy and some satisfaction to our fans and to the people in this city.
There was talk on the weekend from the general manager and the new coach about Saturday the team showed a lack of energy and it was listless. Obviously it's not a performance that anybody's proud of, but do you agree that the team, there's been a problem with body language that was mentioned too? You're the ones out there. What was happening? Would you disagree with those comments?
Sure. Look, it wasn't a good performance. We all know that. We're honest with ourselves to be able to look at that and say that that's not who we are, and playing like that is not going to get us very far. Having said that, over the course of a long season, unfortunately, there's going to be days where things don't go your way, where you know, you're not as sharp as you'd like, and it's important to be able to respond and react to that in a good way. And so, again, Saturday was disappointing for all of us. You know, a big game at home against a team in the Eastern Conference close to us in the standings, and we didn't play well enough to win. That's the bottom line. That's reality. We didn't come close, and so now it's, like I said, about focusing all our energy and all our concentration to 10 games, and it's you know, at the beginning of the season, if somebody had said to a lot of people that with 10 games to go we'd be in this position with every chance still to make the playoffs, I know that there's still a lot of people who have followed this club for a long time, a lot of fans who would still say, you know what, we'll take that. And so that doesn't mean that we think it's good enough, because it's not. And we, as we continue to move ourselves forward and as we continue to improve, we're gonna be more consistent. We're gonna be better. But the reality is, it's been a unique year in a lot of different ways, and we're excited now about the chance over 10 games, just about a third of a season, to play some of our best football and really, do whatever it takes to make sure that we're in the playoffs and ready to go on a real run.
What's your message to fans who have stuck by you and seen you through these dismal times?
To keep the faith, and that I don't pretend to know everything that's gone on at this club since day one. I know that there's been promises, heartbreak, disappointment, but it's only gonna mean that the people who are with us and the people who are gonna be there when we do get this right and when we do have success, it's only gonna make it that much better.
Michael, when you came, obviously everything was on a high. You came, Jermaine was here. Tim Leiweke had a big part in bringing you guys here. With Tim leaving and the changes that have happened this week, is your perception about the possibility of building something like you talked about changed since that day when you arrived?
Not one bit. Not one bit.
Do you still want to be here, Michael? I mean, do you have any regrets in light of everything that's going to happen?
I absolutely want to be here. With all due respect, I think everything I've said, everything I've done since the day that I've come has shown that. And so this is an incredible city. It's a sports city. It's a city that is dying for success. It's a city that's dying to have teams and players that they can be proud of. And again, when I came here that it wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't. Ironically enough, a lot of people, when I came, thought, he's taking the easy way out, and he's coming back to MLS. He's following the money. None of that came into it at all. The challenge and then the potential reward of being a part of something different and building something special in a real sports city, in a city that again is so desperate for success. That's why I'm here. And so it wouldn't be football and it wouldn't be life if there weren't bumps along the way. And maybe there's people on the outside who thought that we were going to win 34 games in a row this year and march into the playoffs and win a few more and be holding up the trophy at the end. But that's not how it works. And I knew that's not how it was going to work. And so, like I said, we've made good progress. There's still a lot of things that need to be better, and we know that. Nobody knows that better than us. But I'm excited about the challenge in the short term now of playing 10 huge games and getting us into the playoffs and really going from there.
What's your early take on the new manager?
I think in a crazy 2 or 3 days, Greg has come in and handled it tremendously. He has a strong but calm way of leading. He's got a good presence within the group, and I think that he's really found a good way to now talk about some things, show us some things, and above all else, just lead with a strong, calming presence. And I think you know, when you're at a club that is going through, you know, some crazy times and some crazy days, it's important that the leaders within that club are strong, and I think Greg has done an incredible job of that.
Do you think we'll see some significant tactical differences with the new manager in charge?
You have to ask him.
What kind of challenge do you think Philadelphia is going to pose tomorrow with almost the media circus that's gone on in the last weekend?
Is the challenge the media circus, or is the challenge Philadelphia?
No, I mean, like, do you think they'll try to come at you stronger, just knowing that there has been some instability in the camp, or do you think that they're going to? How do you think that challenge is going to be?
It's a huge game, you know, regardless of anything that's gone on outside of football, outside of the game. It's a very important game. That's there's no getting around that. You get to this time of year, and especially given how tight things are in our conference, you can expect that every game, especially games amongst ourselves and teams in our conference, are going to be tight, they're going to be hard, they're going to be fast and physical, and so you know, that's the kind of game we're expecting. We know that they're a good team, but we also have a good team, and we are confident that if we can tweak a few things, tighten up a few things, get back to a few things, that now we can step on the field and in a strong way come away with points.
I know you said you've expected the challenge, but is it a challenge that you're relishing now?
Yes, absolutely.